What up, YouTube? You already know Big Lou tapping back in. What it do with Big Lou and FZR 2, baby. And I'm back hitting the profiles sports back to my childhood days of getting into sports, watching and learning about baseball, basketball, football, boxing, and pro wrestling. So this is a continuance of the profiles. We'll be hitting baseball, and this is a profile. Dwight Evans, born November 3rd, 1951. He's currently 71 years old in Santa Monica, California. He batted right. He threw right. He made his debut on September 16th, 1972 for the Red Sox, and he made his last appearance on October 6th, 1991 for the Baltimore Orioles. Here's some of his Major League Baseball career statistics. He was a 272 career hitter. He hit 2,446 hits, 385 home runs with 1,384 RBIs. He played with the Red Sox from 1972 to 1990 and the Orioles in 1991. Some of his highlights, career highlights and awards. He's a three-time All-Star, 1978, 1981, and 1987. He's an 8-time Golden Glove Award winner, 1976, 1978, 1979, 1980, 1981, 82, 83, 84, and 85. Two-time Silver Slugger Award winner, 1981 and 1987. The American League home run leader in 1981. And he's in the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame, right? So like I mentioned, he's born in Santa Monica, California, which is LA County, Southern California. He played Pony League and Colt League baseball in Northridge, California with Doug DeCinques. Dwight attended Granada Hills High School in the 10th grade, but was not happy with the poor treatment he received from the baseball coaches. He then transferred to Chatsworth High School, from which he graduated in 1969. Right, so Evans was drafted in the 5th round of the '69 Major League Baseball draft by the Red Sox with the 107th pick overall, and he played in Boston's minor league system from 1969 to 1972. He played for the Florida Instructional League Red Sox '69, short season Class A Jamestown Falcons '69, Class A Greenville Red Sox '70, Single A Winston-Salem Red Sox '71, and Triple A Louisville Colonels '72. Evans acquired the nickname Dewey while playing for the Winston-Salem in '71. It was coined by manager Don Locke, who had already called Don Newshouser Newey and another teammate Louie. In '72 with Louisville, Evans was named MVP of the International League. So he makes his major league debut with the Red Sox, and like I mentioned, September 16, 1972, during the Red Sox 10-0 win over the Indians. Dwight Evans appeared in a total of 18 games late in the season, batting 15 for 57 with a 263 batting average with 1 home run and 6 RBIs. Early in his major league career, Evans was primarily a defensive standout. Like I mentioned, he won 8 Golden Gloves with a modest bat. In the second half of his career, he became a power hitter, twice winning a Silver Slugger Award, like I mentioned as well. Originally, Evans was assigned to uniform number 40, but quietly he wanted to wear number 24, the number of his idol, Willie Mays. In '73, the Sox gave him number 24, the number he wore for the rest of his career. Evans was the Red Sox regular right fielder starting in '73, a role he would have until '87. And I think in '87 he was replaced by, I want to say it was Todd Benzinger, right? Todd Benzinger was in right, Ellis Burks in center, and Mike Greenwell in left. In '73 he batted .223 with 10 homers and 32 RBIs. In '74 he batted .281 with 10 homers and 70 RBIs. In 1975, the Red Sox won the AL East and then swept the A's in the '75 ALCS. Evans batted 1 for 10 against Oakland, being held to a double in the first game. In 75 against the Reds, Evans batted 7 for 24 for a 292 average with a homer and 5 RBIs. In the historic Game 6, with the score tied 6-6 in the 11th inning, Evans made a spectacular catch of a drive hit by Reds second baseman Joe Morgan. Evans then threw to first base to complete an inning-ending double play. Carlton Fisk hit his famous walk-off home run in the 12th inning to win the game for the Red Sox 7-6, forcing a Game 7, which was won by the next day by the Reds. Okay, so let's go. Let's jump a little bit here. Let's see. In 1981, despite the strike-shortened season, Evans had his best all-around year. He paced the league in total bases, 215, OPS, 937, walks, 85, times on base, 208, and tied Eddie Murray, Tony Armas, and Bobby Gr8's for the home run title with 22. He also ranked second in run score, 84, and on base percentage, 415, and third in slugging percentage, 522. He added a 296 batting average with 71 RBIs and was an all-star for the second time and received his first Silver Slugger Award. But throughout, let's see. Well, let's go with this. So from 82 to 85, Evans batted an overall 274 with 115 home runs and 338 RBIs. In both 82 and 84, he played in every Boston Red Sox game. On June 28, 1984, he hit for the cycle in a 9-6 extra innings win over the Mariners. In 86, Evans hit a home run on opening day, April 7th, on the first pitch of the Major League Baseball season, as Boston and Detroit Tigers were playing the first game that day. His home run eclipsed the mark held by Chicago Cubs Bump Wills, who hit the second pitch for a home run on April 5th, 1982. Evans hit a home run on opening day 4 times during his career. The Red Sox went on to win the AL East and defeated the California Angels in 7 games in the 86 ALCS. Evans batted 6 for 28 with a 214 average with a home run and 4 RBIs. Boston then lost the 86 World Series to the New York Mets in 7 games. And this is with the legendary, never can be forgot grounder to first that Bill Buckner, I don't even know what to call it. And it went right underneath his glove, right to the outfield. And I believe Mookie Wilson was the one that scored, if I remember correctly. In the World Series, he batted 8 for 26 with a 308 average with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. As recently as 2016, Evans has said publicly that he has never watched any highlight films of the World Series because the memory remains too painful for him to bear. In 87, at age 35, Evans recorded career highs in batting average, 305, home runs, 34, and RBIs, 123. He was named an All-Star for the 3rd time of his career. Won his second Silver Slugger Award and finished 4th in MVP voting. Defensively, he started 77 games at first base, 71 games in right field, and 4 games as designated hitter. In 88, he batted .293 with 21 home runs and 111 RBIs, while starting 78 games in right, 61 games at first, and 6 as DH. In 89, he started 76 games in right field, 69 games at DH, while batting .285 with 20 home runs and 100 RBIs. In his final season with Boston in 1990, he started 121 games, all as a DH, designated hitter, and batted .249 with 13 home runs and 63 RBIs. After the season ended, Evans was released by the Red Sox. In his 19 seasons with Boston, Evans batted .272 with 379 home runs and 1,346 RBIs and a total of 2,500 games played. Only Carl Yastrzemski played more games for Boston, 3,308. Evans won 8 Golden Gloves, 2 Silver Sluggers, and 3 All-Star honors. And then he played his last final season with the Orioles, and he signed a one-year deal with Baltimore on December 6, 1990. He batted .270 with 6 home runs and 38 RBIs in 101 games in his only season, like I mentioned, with the Orioles. Based on his uncertain medical status, Evans was released by the Orioles in spring training March 15, 1992. So this is some of his career stats. In his 20-year career, Evans batted .272, 385 home runs, 1,384 RBIs, 1,470 runs, 2,246 hits, 483 doubles, 73 triples, 78 stolen bases in 2,606 games, regular season games. He compiled a .986 fielding percentage and postseason batting. Evans batted .239 with 4 home runs and 19 RBIs in 32 games played. In 3 All-Star appearances, Evans batted an overall 3 for 5, had 2 walks and 1 run scored. Evans earned a reputation as an outfielder with one of the strongest arms in the American League. For his career, he had 157 outfield assists, including 15 in 75, 76 and 79, and 14 in 78. Let's see. This is a little bit of what he's up to after his career. He spent 2 seasons as a Major League Baseball hitting coach in '94 with the Rockies and in 2002 with the Red Sox. Evans was named a player development consultant for the Red Sox in 2003. As of November 2019, he was still listed in the role by the Red Sox. In 2000, Evans was inducted into the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame. His Hall of Fame consideration: Evans was dropped from the Baseball Hall of Fame ballot when he did not receive the minimum 5% of votes in his 3rd year of eligibility. Evans received 5.9% in 97, 10.4% in 98, and 3.6% in 99. Evans' low vote total in 99 is attributed to the appearance of future Hall of Fame players Nolan Ryan, George Brett, Robin Yount, Carlton Fisk, and on the 99 ballot. Based on his win shares metric, Baseball statistician Bill James has argued that Evans is a worthy candidate for induction. In 2016, Evans commented, "I just don't understand the mentality of the voting." In November of 2019, Evans was included as a modern baseball era finalist as part of the 2020 Baseball Hall of Fame balloting. To gain admission to the Hall, finalists must obtain 75% of the vote from its 16-member Modern Baseball Era Committee. Evans received 8 votes, falling short of the threshold by 4 votes. In January 2021, Evans was ranked 10th by Joe Posnanski of The Athletic in a listing of the 100 greatest eligible players not in the Hall of Fame. So, let's see. From his personal life. Okay, Evans' grandson, Ryan Berardino, was drafted by the Red Sox in the 34th round of the 2019 Major League Baseball draft out of Bentley University. Berardino's other grandfather is former player and coach Dick Berardino. In 2011, Evans appeared in the Farley Brothers film Hall Pass as Maggie's father. Didn't know that. Let's see. So I mentioned he's a 3-time All-Star, 8 Golden Gloves, 4 top 10 finishes in AL MVP awards, 81, 82, 87, 88. Led the league in on-base percentage in 1982. Led the league in OPS in 81 and 84. Led the league in runs and extra base hits in 84. Led the league in total bases and home runs in 81. Led the league in walks 81, 85, and 87. Led the league in runs created 81 and 84. Led the league in times on base 81 and 82. Hit for the cycle in 84. Cover Sports Illustrated September 26, 1988. 4 home runs on opening days in his career, including 1 on the very first pitch of the game, April 7th, 86, which was also the first Major League Baseball game of the season, thus giving Evans the record for the earliest home run hit in a season, tied by Ian Happ on March 29th, 2018. Only player with 10-plus home runs from every spot in the batting order. Let's see. Records ranked within top 100. 1,391 walks. He's 29th all-time Major League Baseball. 2,606 games, 41st all-time Major League Baseball. 941 extra base hits, 55th all-time Major League Baseball. 3,890 times on base, 56th all-time. 385 home runs, 65th all-time. 1,570 runs created, he's 68th all-time. 4,230 total bases, he's 70th all-time, 7-0. 8,996 at-bats, he's 74th all-time. 1,470 runs, he's 79th all-time. 483 doubles, he's 80th all-time. 1,384 runs batted in, he's 82nd all-time. And then 385 home runs by a right-handed batter is 10th all-time AL. So pretty good there, right? I would say maybe he could. I think Dwight Evans deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But of course, I'm not Big Lou. Don't vote, right? Because if I did, a lot of guys would be in there. Now, this is the other half of the profile. Today is his former teammate Jim Rice. He's born March 8, 1953. He's currently 69 years old. He's born in Anderson, South Carolina. He's a left fielder and designated hitter. He batted right through right. He made his debut on August 11, 1974 with the Red Sox. And his last appearance was August 3rd, 1989 for the Red Sox. Major League Baseball statistics, he was a 298 lifetime batting average, 2,452 hits, 382 home runs, and 1,451 RBIs. Man, his numbers and Dwight Evans are damn near exact when it comes to hits, home runs, and RBIs. He played his entire career with the Boston Red Sox from 1974 to 1989. He's an 8-time All-Star, 1977, 78, 79, and 80, 1983, 84, 85, and 86. He's the AL MVP, 1978. He's a 2-time Silver Slugger Award winner, 83 and 84. He's a 3-time AL home run leader, 77, 78, and 83. He's a 2-time AL RBI leader, 78 and 83. He's a Boston Red Sox. Number 14 is retired by them. And Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame. And he's also a member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Rice, like I said, he was an 8-time All-Star. American League All-Star, was named AL's most valuable player in 78 after becoming the first major league player in 19 years to hit for 400 total bases. He went on to become the 9th player to lead the major leagues in total bases in consecutive seasons. He joined Ty Cobb as one of 2 players to lead the AL in total bases 3 years in a row. He batted 307 times, collected 100 runs batted in 8 times, 200 hits 4 times, and had 11 seasons with 20 home runs or more. He also led the league in home runs 3 times, RBIs and slugging percentage twice each. From 75 to 80, he was part of one of sports' great outfields along with Freddie Lynn and Dwight Evans, who was his teammates for his entire career. Rice continued the tradition of his predecessors, Ted Williams and Carl Yastrzemski, as a power-hitting left fielder who played his entire career with the Red Sox. He ended his career with the .500 slugging percentage and then ranked 10th in AL history with 382 home runs. His career marks in homers, hits, 2,452, RBIs, 1,451, and total bases, 4,129, remain Red Sox records for a right-handed hitter, with Evans eventually surpassing his Boston records for career runs scored, at-bats, and extra base hits by a right-handed hitter. When Rice retired, his 1,503 career games in left field ranked 7 in AL history. In 78, Rice won the Most Valuable Player award in a campaign where he hit .315, third in the league. He led the league in home runs with 46 and RBIs with 139, 213 hits, 15 triples, 406 total bases, a Red Sox record, and a slugging percentage of .600. He is one of only 2 AL players to ever lead his league in both triples and home runs in the same season, and he remains the only player ever to lead the major leagues in triples, home runs, and RBIs in the same season. His 400 total bases that year were the most in the AL since Joe DiMaggio had 418 in 1937. And it made Rice the first major leaguer with 400 or more total bases since Hank Aaron's 400 in 1959. This feature was not repeated until 97 when Larry Walker had 409 in the AL. No American League player has done it since Rice in 78, and his total remains the third highest by an AL right-handed hitter behind Joe DiMaggio and Jimmy Fox, 438 in 1932. In 86, Rice had 200 hits, batted .324, and had 110 RBIs. The Red Sox made it to the World Series for the second time during his career. This time, Rice played in all 14 postseason games, where he collected 14 hits, including 2 home runs. He also scored 14 runs and drove in 6. The 14 runs Rice scored is the 5th most recorded by an individual during a single year's postseason play. The Red Sox went on to lose the World Series to the New York Mets 4 games to 3. The 4th consecutive series appearance by Boston, which they lost in 7 games. Again, that's that can't forget 1986 World Series, where that grounder went right through the legs of Bill Buckner and Mookie Wilson scored jumping up and down before tagging the home plate. Right? Let's see. Some of his career accomplishments. Rice led the AL in home runs 3 times, 77, 78, 83. RBIs twice, 78 and 83. In slugging percent, he led in slugging percentage twice, 77, 78. In total bases, 4 times, 77, 78, 79, 83. He also picked up Silver Slugger awards in 83 and 84. The award was created in 1980. Rice hit at least 39 home runs in a season 4 times, had 8 100 RBI seasons, and 4 times with 200 plus hits, and batted over 307 times. He finished his 16-year career with a 298 batting average, 373 doubles, 79 triples, 382 home runs, 1,451 RBIs, 1,249 runs scored, 2,452 hits, 600 walks, 4,129 total bases. And he was an American League All-Star 8 times, like I mentioned, 1977 through 80 and 83 through 86. In addition to winning the AL MVP in 78, he finished in the top 5 in MVP voting 5 other times, 75, 77, 79, 83, and 86. Rice is the only player in history to lead the league in home runs, RBIs, and triples in the same year. He is also the only player in Major League Baseball history to record over 200 hits while hitting 39 or more home runs for 3 consecutive years. He is tied for the AL record of leading the league in total bases for 3 straight seasons. Was one of the 3 AL players to have 3 straight seasons of hitting at least 39 home runs while batting .315 or higher. From 75 to 86, Rice led the AL in total games played, at-bats, runs scored, hits, homers, RBIs, slugging percentage, total bases, extra base hits, go-ahead RBIs, multiple hit games, and outfield assists. Among all major league players during that time, Rice was the leader in 5 of these categories. Mike Schmidt is next, having led in 4. In 84, he set a major league single season record by hitting into 36 double plays. His 315 career his 315 career times grounding into double plays ranks him 8th in major league history. He did break Brooks Robinson's AL record for right-handed hitter, 297 and 88. Cal Ripken Jr. eventually surpassed his mark In 99, Rice did lead the league in this category for 4 seasons, 82 through 85, which tied the major league record that had been previously set by Ernie Lombardi. In 2009, Miguel Tejada recorded his fifth season leading his league in this category and now holds this record. During the time Rice was an annual GDP leader, he also had averaged 112 RBIs per season, which is 10 more than Albert Pujols' mark of 102 following his 4-year GDP leadership. Let's see. The on base prowess of Rice's teammates placed him in a double play situation over 2,000 times. During his career, Rice posted a batting average of 310 and a slugging percentage of 515 in those situations. Let's see. Rice could hit for power both. Excuse me. Rice could hit for both power and average, and currently only 12 other retired players rank ahead of him in both career home runs and batting average. Hank Aaron, Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, Willie Mays, Stan Musial, Mel Ott, Wade, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, Chipper Jones, Vladimir Guerrero, Mike Piazza, and Larry Walker. In 81, Lawrence Ritter and Donald Honig included him in their book, The 100 Greatest Baseball Players of All Time. Rice was an accomplished left fielder, finishing his career with a fielding percentage of .980 and had 137 outfield assists, comparable to Ted Williams' figures of 974 and 140 assists, outfield assists. Although never possessing great speed, he had a strong throwing arm and was able to master the various caroms that balls took from the Green Monster in left field in Fenway Park. His 21 assists in 83 remains the most by a Red Sox outfielder since 1944, when Bob Johnson had 23. Aside from playing 1,543 games as an outfielder during his career, Rice also appeared as a designated hitter in 530 games. Community activities. He's associated with a variety of charitable organizations during his career, primarily on behalf of children, some of which have carried on into his retirement. He was named an honorary chairman of the Jimmy Fund, the fundraising arm of the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute in Boston, in 79 and in 92, and was awarded that organization Jimmy Award, which honors individuals who have demonstrated their dedication to cancer research. Rice is also active in his support of the Neurofibromatosis Foundation of New England. Rice's involvement in Major League Baseball's RBI program, reviving baseball in inner cities, resulted in naming of a new youth baseball facility in Roxbury, Massachusetts. In his honor, in 1999, a youth recreation center in Rice's hometown of Anderson, South Carolina, is also named in his honor. Let's see. Retirement activities. In 90, Rice agreed to play with the St. Petersburg Pelicans of the short-lived Senior Professional Baseball Association. Afterwards, Rice has served as a roving batting coach 92 through 94 and hitting instructor 95 through 2000, and remains an instructional batting coach 2001 present with the Red Sox organization. While Red Sox hitting coach, the team led the league in batting in 1997, and players won 2 batting titles. Rice was hitting coach for the American League in 97 and 99 Major League Baseball All-Star games, both under the same manager, the New York Yankees' Joe Torre. Since 03, he's been employed as a commentator for the New England Sports Network, where he contributes to the Boston Red Sox pregame and postgame shows. So he's pretty busy, right? Let's see. Rice was elected to the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame when it first opened in '95, and he is the 40th member of the Ted Williams Museum and Hitters Hall of Fame, having been inducted along with Paul Molitor, Dave Winfield, and Robin Yount in 2001. Let's see. And then in the Hall of Fame, while Rice was generally regarded as one of the better hitters of his era based upon the statistics traditionally used by BBWAA to evaluate players' Hall of Fame qualifications, he was not elected until his 15th and final year of eligibility, netting 76.4% of the vote in 2009. Over the years he was on the ballot, he received 3,774 votes, the most ever collected by any player that was voted on for baseball's highest honor. In 2006 and 7, he received over 63% of the votes. Right, Jim Rice just missed being elected in '08 when the count found him on 72.2% of the ballots, only 2.8 short of the required 75%. Rice became the third enshrinee to get into the shrine on his last chance on the ballot and the first since Ralph Kiner in '75. So he's in there. Uh, he's in the Hall of Fame. I think he deserves it. And I think Dwight Evans, like I mentioned earlier, he deserves it. His numbers are almost identical to Jim Rice. And at the end, when they were said and done at the end, I know Jim Rice put out bigger numbers as far as per season, but at the end, he had more dominant seasons where he, had more home runs, better RBIs, and hit better. But Dwight Evans is a hell of a fielder. You know what I mean? Although other players have compiled career statistics more similar to Rice's, most notably 1999 Hall of Fame inductee Orlando Cepeda, perhaps the most similar player to Rice was 1968 inductee Joe Medwick. Both were power hitting left fielders who batted right handed and played for their home games in stadiums which favored hitters, and both had a period of a few years in which they enjoyed a remarkable burst of offense, each winning an MVP award at age 25. Rice was collecting 400 total bases, and Medwick, after becoming the last NL player to win the Triple Crown, both retired at the age 36 due to cumulative effect of various minor injuries. Uh, so that's Jim Rice. These guys were dominant players. Like I mentioned earlier, it was that outfield of Freddie Lynn in center, Jim Rice in left, and Dwight Evans in right. Later they were replaced. Fred Lynn tapped out first before them, but Dwight Evans was there, and Jim Rice all the way up until 1990ish and beyond. And then they were in '87 they had got those three cats, youngsters coming up, Mike Greenwell, Ellis Burks, and Todd Benzinger. So, that's when they started moving these guys to first base. Dwight Evans, Jim Rice DH, Dwight Evans DH. With the Red Sox, that 1986 team, Bill Buckner, Roger Clemens, Oil Can Boyd, Sullivan. Um, it's one of them things. It's just you can't explain it. It's hard to explain how I even think Bill Buckner was a decent defensive first baseman. How that ball went underneath his glove like that, and just the humiliation. It's kind of like how I felt with the A's losing in '88 to the Dodgers, even though that was a righteous, straight up home run. Um, it wasn't an error like Bill Buckner made. But nonetheless, that's profiles on a couple of baseball players I remember of, heavy batted guys in the 80s. Even though it was more towards the end of their career by then. But that was my Jim Rice, Dwight Evans profiles. So with that being said, Big Lou's going to tap on out, everybody. Have a blessed, positive, productive remainder of your Monday.